We love to take time to talk about our local authors. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm afraid to speak up and ask and figure out what is right for me. And Emily's going to help us with all of that today with her book. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. My first question is curiosity, duct tape and white lies. How did you come up with that title?
It was always my answer when women would say, "How do you do it all, Emily?" We need to stop seeking perfection. It's miserable and unattainable, and start getting what we want, living our lives where we do in the messy middle.
How do you do that? Because Kim and I talk, and we both feel like we're perfectionists, and yes, it can be exhausting. So how do you do that? How do you find a balance in everything?
I think all of us have way too much on our plate to start with, right? We have a lot of obligations at home. The vast majority of women are full-time caretakers for at least one other human being. And if you want something, and all of us inside know there's something we want, if it's a promotion or to clean up the river in our local community, you're going to have to start protecting your discretionary time. So get over the perfectionism stuff if you want to start getting what you want.
Okay, so how do we find that balance of time and what we feel like maybe we're called to do, but yet work and family and all of that? It can be so challenging.
One thing I found is that women who are thriving in their lives were living with less regret. That means they were making mistakes. I call them now I knows, but they were living with less regret because they were trying things out. And what probably needs to be the first step is put together an individualized plan of action. This isn't a big involved document, but decide what it is you really want and then start protecting your little discretionary time to get it.
Okay, so what kind of tips? Can you tell us the layout of your book?
Sure.
Okay.
That's helpful. First section is all about selling you. This is branding, this is messaging, this is understanding who your opposition is, and this is understanding how men and women communicate differently and putting together a pitch about yourself. Second section is all about networking and using that network. I give top tips for how to network. And number 3 is called Going Now. This is all about getting out of our own way and getting over those things I call dream slashers. You know how you say you're gonna do something when your kids get older, when your mom's not sick, when you lose 20 pounds? Getting over those and start getting what you want.
Yes, because if we wait until all of that, it may never happen.
It's just an excuse.
It's an excuse. Yeah, I'm discovering that too. Okay, I gotta go back because you said something about how men and women communicate. Is there a complete difference on how we communicate and understand each other and what we're striving for?
There's a significant difference.
Okay.
Our brains are wired differently. So here's how it looks. You and I are looking for consensus and commonality when we meet. We often take longer to start our conversations because we're looking for that thing in common.
Right.
And when I'm talking to women, I'm going to use the term we. We don't like somebody who's too braggadocious. And we sometimes hide the ball in order to not sound braggadocious in what I call that Downton Abbey speak. Doesn't work with men.
Okay.
Men's brains are wired that somebody is the one up and somebody is the one down when you start a conversation.
Really?
You need to use the term I with men and take really clear credit for your accomplishments. When you are looking for a promotion, looking for a job, looking to just communicate with a man at a networking event, use the term I and show respect. Respect is more important than love to men. Show respect. It will help you get what you want.
Can you give us an example of an I statement that you would use if you're networking or you're going for a promotion or something like that?
Yes, I managed a successful business where we had income that was raised from, $50,000 to $500,000 over 2 years. That I did that. That's how you do it, and you're using clear data and clear terms.
Absolutely incredible. I mean, that's just going to help my brain, which is really great. So I noticed it says never go to a networking event without a plan. So what kind of plan do you need to have in place?
Melanie, these can be super simple.
Okay.
It could be something as simple as I'm going to meet 3 new people and thank the host so they invite me again. But once you have a plan, it allows you to do a lot of things. Build your confidence. Make sure you've accomplished something, that you're not sitting in the corner talking to the person you know the best rather than meeting new people.
Yes, and that's a good one.
Yes, and you don't have to go to the whole thing. I think oftentimes we see that an event is 2 hours, and we block 2 hours on our calendar, and then decide we can't go because we need to tuck our kids into bed.
Right.
If you've got a plan, you can go for 20 minutes, get out of there, still tuck your kids in bed.
I love it, and I love that piece of advice on going to find someone new. That's
Yes.
fantastic. Thank you so much for being
Thanks
here.
for having me.
Absolutely. Again, it's called Duct Tape and White Lies. And we've got more Hometown Living coming up after the break.